What's up, guys? Zach here from Move Outdoors. It is the end of March right now. It's a rainy day, and I'm out here trying to get the last little bit of scouting in. Shed season's pretty much wrapped up, so I hope you guys enjoy this video, and it'd be awesome if you could like and subscribe. This is just a compilation of my scouting and shed hunting from this spring. Hope you enjoy it, and if you like turkey hunting, we're going to be dropping turkey hunting content starting next week. See you guys there. First shed of the season. Saw it from about 20 yards back, and actually this is from last year. Yep, that's a last year's antler. I might have this guy on video, actually.
Still counts.
Still counts. First of the year. Shed number 2 on the year. Pretty sure this is last year's. But a buck that I know.
Let's see here.
What's up, guys? Out here shed hunting again. Another in-town property. And hoping to maybe find some sheds. Haven't had any luck yet. It's been about 2 weeks since I found one. Mid-January is the last time I found one, and it was dropped pretty early, so I don't know if that buck had an injury or what, because I got some cameras up there yet, and a lot of bucks in that area are still holding, so I'm not sure why he dropped. But anyway, out here, and we're gonna see if I can find any. I knew walking back here was a good idea. That's a big antler. Nice split brow buck. All right. Let's see if we can find a few more. Out doing some scouting. Found a real old shed that I walked past in September. Was a big buck.
That's probably at least a year old.
Oh, at least. I'd almost say older. How's it going, folks? I haven't even recorded my intro yet, and I'm walking a piece of public here in town, and I just stumbled on my first antler. I'm 5 minutes in, and I think that's the match right there. Nice. 10-point hatch. Yeah, it's a match set. This is the first time I found a match set like this. This is awesome. Got a match set right here. Nice young 10-point. Heck yeah. I was worried this was going to be picked over from this weekend. Great start. Let's add to it. Well, it's pretty dang cool to find this match set. Like I said, I've never found one, or never found a match set that close to each other. I've only ever actually found one other match set in my life. And I found those 2 weeks and 150 yards apart. My dad's got quite a few match sets to his record, but for some reason I've never really been able to find match sets. So, but another thing I have the potential to do today, which would be really awesome, I have never found more than 2 sheds in a day. So today, and then I think there's 2 other days that I found 2 sheds. Otherwise, most of my trips I find 1 shed and that's it. So if I find 1 more antler today, it is my best day of shed hunting ever. Well, I'm just about done with my walk here. Unfortunately, no more sheds, but you know what? Any day you can find a match set is a good day. So awesome that I was able to get out here after work and have a beautiful day in the woods. All right, folks. Well, good morning. It is March 1st, and I just drove over an hour to get to this property. It looks good on the map. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, so I'm thinking, hopefully, there's less people pressure on it, and we're gonna see. Like I said, it looks good on the map. Saw a group of like 15 deer right off the side of the road, about a mile up the road. So not on public, but not too far. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I got big rubs right in front of me, And it's right on this trail going out. So he's leaving the bedding going this way. And the trail heads back to a point back there. And I have a feeling his bed's going to be there, and hopefully his sheds are there. Okay, I found their main bedding area. I just kicked up like a dozen deer. One of them was a pretty nice looking buck, still carrying both sides. Looked like probably 2.5, maybe 3.5 year old, but he was still holding both. It's interesting. Well, I'm like 6 miles in and I finally found an antler. It's an old one. Let's pull it on out of there. Maybe. Frozen into the ground. Just a little one. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna have to get my knife out and chip this thing out. And yes, I'm going to. Took a little digging, but we got it. Tiny little 6-point. Couple years old for sure. What's up, guys? Sunday, March 9th. Out here doing some shed hunting and scouting. Mostly scouting at this point. I keep seeing bucks still holding both sides. It's kind of blowing my mind. Yesterday I did some shed hunting and scouting. I saw like a 130-inch 9-point that still had both sides. So in the right areas, just doesn't seem like bucks are dropping yet for some reason, which really does not make sense to me, but whatever, you know, it is what it is. So out here scouting. Actually just came up on a scrape right here behind me. I'll mark this. Keep moving. Got an antler. Squirrels big time beat me to it. Wasn't a monster, but it's probably a pretty decent buck. It's number 8 on the year. That ties my season best. One more to beat it. So I found that antler on that ridge back behind me right there. And there was a trail that led down to basically where that big rub was. And there's a scrape on the other side of the creek down there. And now here, coming up this finger, is a real heavy trail. So what I'm gonna do in the fall is I'm gonna put a camera down there, probably on that scrape across the bottom, but I will catch any buck using these ridges on that scrape down there. That's the plan. In the meantime, turn around, keep going that way. I have a lot to go yet. I'm like 2.8 miles into an 8-mile hike. At least my planned route is like 8 miles, so yeah, I got a ways to go. There's a bunch of rubs on this finger too, and that might be an antler. Probably not. I don't think it is. Nope. Wouldn't be the first time I found an antler while recording though. Watch last year's video. Found my biggest shed ever while talking to the camera. I just had a group come past me. 3 shed bucks and 2 does. They came off that point right across from me. So I've got to make sure I check that good. I got to get around to it first, but it's a good sign. They ran towards me, which I don't quite understand. Because I would have assumed that I was the one that bumped them, but I guess not. Maybe somebody else is out and about, or maybe there's a coyote or something, who knows. Deer do weird things, so, but yeah. 3 shed bucks and 2 does. So I just found this shed right there. And look what's right here. Another one. And I think I see another one over there. All right. Forky right there. That's 3 on the day. It's not my best day shed hunting ever. And I thought I saw maybe another one over here. But I guess not. All right. So this was originally supposed to be about an 8-mile walk. Well, I just checked the Spartan Forge because I had marked a scrape that I found. And I'm at like 9.8 miles right now. And I'm still at least a half mile from the truck, and that's if I beeline straight back to the truck. So I think this is going to be like probably 11-mile day. Big day. Good morning, folks. It's a beautiful day here in Iowa. Feels like it should be turkey season. It's cloudy, overcast, wet, and I love it. I just love it. Should be a beautiful day for shed antlers and rubs to pop. And reveal the secrets of this piece of public. Hopefully, one of those secrets is a giant buck. That would be ideal. But we'll see. Coming out of the bedding area right now. Never stepped foot on this piece before, but almost immediately off the road was a really thick patch of briars and stickers with clear bedding in it. So that's a good sign. As is so often the case in hill country, the deer have the advantage. You can see that ridge back behind me. The wind is blowing like this, kind of hitting the back of my neck right now. I just kicked a big group of deer. They were on that ridge looking this way so they could smell everything behind them and see everything in front of them. It is so often that the deer have the advantage in this hill country. It's part of the reason I love it. It makes it hard to hunt. Makes it easier for deer to get older. Plus, who doesn't love a good challenge? It's not supposed to be easy, right? This isn't on a deer topic, but I've been running into a bunch of timberdoodles lately, also known as woodcock, and it's really cool to see them again. I haven't seen them in years, so hopefully that's a good thing. Got a nice little rub right here, and a thorn on my finger. That's what I call a scrape. This is getting a camera on it in the fall, the way this is snapped off. That's an annual thing. My goodness. It takes quite a bit of strength to snap something off the size of my thumb, too. Yeah, this is going to be a scrape again next year. And it needs a camera. I've been seeing some decent buck sign back in here, too. So, I think there's a big one running these hills, but I'm not sure that he lives on this hill. I almost think he lives across. I keep dropping my phone. But I'm not sure that he lives on this hill. I almost think he lives across the valley. But we're going to walk the other side of the valley and figure that out. I knew there was a big one in here. Look at this. That is a giant 8-pointer. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's a big, big deer. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Alright, well now that I found this absolute giant 8-point half, we're gonna see if we can match them up somewhere in this area or across the ridge. I had a feeling he was bedding in here. I mean, it's pretty thick. It's on a point. There's a lot of rugs in here. In fact, I think he dropped it basically in his bed, because there is a bed right there next to where he was. So let's see if he dropped the other side nearby. What an absolute magnum of an 8-point. Got another antler straight ahead here. Might be the match. It's been chewed. Nope, not the match. That got chewed so heavy, there's a tine right there. That's a good up-and-comer buck, though. 2 on the day, 12 on the year. Yet another right side. I'm sure you can see it's starting to rain, but I can tell you right now, I might have walked past both of these if it wasn't for the rain and how overcast and cloudy it is, especially this last one. I mean, I just saw the beam, just barely saw it. That's 2 sheds in about 250 yards though, so that bodes well. I'm gonna keep following this trail, see if we can match either of these guys up. I don't really walk fields on public because they get hit so hard, but I just looked out into this bean field I was walking along the edge of, and there's a magnum that I'm walking up on right now. Absolute magnum. Giant 8-point. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Unfortunately, he's not the match. But that's a big 8-point. I saw that sticking up from 80 yards back. Wow. That's the one I found earlier. That's a real big 8-point. Wow. All right. That's the day's find so far. Oh my goodness, that's a heck of an antler. So is that. How's it going, folks? Back out shed hunting again today. This time I'm on a property that I know very well. So I'm pretty much just hitting a bedding area. Then I'm gonna drop down to where I found a couple sheds on this property last year and earlier this year. Seems like deer, at least on this property, tend to drop their sheds down the bottom, but there's a bunch of beds out on a point up ahead of me. So I just kind of want to check those out quick, see if maybe there's a shed laying in any of the beds, and if not, drop down into the bottom and continue on my merry way. There is one deer in here that I'd really like to find the shed off of too. And I actually found one of his sheds last year, so go check out last year's shed hunting video. But he was kind of a nomad this year. Didn't spend near the amount of time on this section of the property. And me and a buddy were running cameras on this property most of the fall. And neither of us got him after like mid-November, but we didn't hear of him being taken. And he was a big enough buck, you probably would have heard of him. We're both good buddies with the taxidermist for this area too, and he didn't get the buck in, so kind of curious to see, maybe that buck's still alive, maybe he's dead. I don't know. I'll know if I find a shed though. I literally just dropped into the bottom and I got a big shed here in front of me. Just dropped down into this bottom. Oh my goodness, this is a huge, huge shed. This buck's alive? What? This buck hasn't been on trail camera in months. I wrote him off as being dead. He's alive. Where was he? Okay. So number one, I really need to start carrying a tripod in my backpack. But number two, check this out. This is a buck that I have not had on camera since the beginning of November. I thought he was dead. He's alive, clearly. And bigger than I thought he was. This is awesome. I literally just got down into this bottom. I dropped down 20 yards over, looked over, and saw the tines. I mean, that's a good antler. That's a good buck. I'm stoked to find out he's alive. I really thought this buck was dead. Let's see if we can match him. Tell you guys what, this buck didn't have a nickname before. Now he does. Ghost. Because, I mean, he disappeared. I know that's generic, but oh well. Deal with it. This shed, too, is proof that, and I've known this, but it just reiterates it again and again and again. Trail cameras are great, but they are not the whole story. They're just not. This buck was on none of my cameras, or I got a buddy that runs cameras not too far from here. He was not on either of our cameras since early November. He basically disappeared off both of our cameras at the same time. We assumed he was dead because of that. And I mean, this is the best proof you can get that he's alive. I'll take this over a picture. But still, I mean, it just proves cameras are not the end all be all. They don't tell you everything that's going on. They just don't. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, it'd be awesome if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as you can see behind me, here's a lot of the sheds that I found in today's video, as well as some from last year's video. So if you're interested in seeing that, go ahead and check that out. Otherwise, we're going to be launching turkey content here starting next week. And we're going to open it up with Ryan coming out here to Iowa to hunt with me in the 3rd season last year. And we get on some birds. And honestly, I got to say, it is some of the best turkey vocalization I have ever heard in my life. Top 5 mornings in the woods for sure. Top 1 where I didn't actually harvest a bird. It is absolutely insane. I can't wait to show it to you guys. And then probably the week after that, you'll be able to see me harvest this bird. So if you liked the video today and you want to watch some turkey content coming up or some deer hunting content coming up later this fall, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, until next time, you're on the move.